HPE relies on SAP for their cutting-edge software to tie together efficient, to provide one set of data to manage the company from, one level, one set of truth. Being able to just look at this data and run analytics and be able to generate analytical reports to make critical decisions in the market today, this rapid moving economy, was critical, and SAP S4 met that need.
HPE is going through a huge transformation. Many companies in the world are going through various different forms of digital transformation, but for us, this is really fundamental. So when you look at HPE as a company, we've morphed the company so that we took the original Hewlett-Packard into 4 separate companies, and we are transitioning off of the infrastructure and the processes of yesterday, if you will.
Many customers are looking, how do they move what they've done in the late 90s to meet the Y2K requirements, and now to move those workloads to move to S4. There's a lot of old code customization that was done back in the late 90s. Now that has to either be migrated to S4 or the processes need to be changed and updated to migrate over to the new S4 Intelligent Enterprise Suite.
This is not an IT modernization project. It is actually a legit business-led transformation project driven by our CEO, and it's also paired concurrently with tectonic shifts that are happening in our industry. And so it's not just that we want to be simpler, our business model is fundamentally shifting.
A lot of that, let's call extra luggage or baggage, is sitting in customers' data centers and data, and some customers may not even know what's sitting there because those workforces have moved on and retired. So now they're faced with a new dilemma. What do we do? How do we lessen that footprint? Bring down that footprint, compress the data, get more efficiencies.
Traditionally, people bought infrastructure in a transactional sense. Now it's much more of it as a service and consumption-oriented, et cetera. It's a different business model with different requirements, and we need a different architecture in order to support the business innovation, speed, and cadence that we need.
Traditional databases use instances. Those instances in the past have been spread across some big iron. And today, with the SAP S4 multi-tenancy capability, you're able to stack these instances, resulting in a smaller footprint as well as significant energy reductions.
S4 is very, very different from your traditional SAP. This is nothing like going from Enhanced Connect 5 to Enhanced Connect 6 on an ECC system. We're talking about a completely different business experience, fundamentally new capabilities that are either enabled by HANA or enabled by things like subscription order management. So our global financials are already fully live on S4, and we're right in the middle of deploying all of our order management supply chain motions, but this is a full-scale scope coverage. So the beating heart of what we call kind of our transactional core is SAP and its S4.
ERP, CRM, SD, HR. So it brings all those components together. Important, it's all within one suite. So you have similar functionality across, and you also have one major important thing today, cybersecurity. So as you set up cybersecurity between the different modules, it's the same. It carries through the same. Be it single sign-on, be it multi-authentication, all that plays into this enterprise suite. And it's important that your supply chain is brought together in one consistent platform under SAP S4.
When we look at the actual footprint from an SAP standpoint, SAP is our beating heart core in terms of our core transactional backbone, but we're a hybrid company just like most of our customers, and we consume a very extensive portfolio from SAP. So we're integrated with Ariba, Concur, IBP. A lot of the things that you're also running are the anchor points for our end-to-end transformation as well.
SAP Intelligent Enterprise is a suite of solutions similar to Microsoft Office. In Office, you have Word, you have PowerPoint, and you have Excel. SAP, the Intelligent Enterprise, is very similar. As companies move their office automation to Microsoft Office, this is what companies are seeing the advantage between SAP and the Intelligent Enterprise. You have ERP, you have supply chain, you have Ariba, you have CRM, you have all the important components to make you successful in today's economy. Corporations and companies are looking at this suite and taking advantage of this interaction or these interdependencies between the modules to help gain efficiencies.
So as Da Vinci said, simplicity is the ultimate sophistication, and a big part of what we're doing is driving complexity out of our core. And that requires a lot of work. And so when we look at our future going forward, it's a lot more intelligent, it's a lot more simple, and it's a lot more focused on speed and business agility.